Hi everyone, welcome to this week's reading, and this is for the week of the 7th of November through to the 13th of November. This week for the tarot, I'm using the Mythic Tarot, and I'm going to talk about the astrology for the week as I shuffle the cards. So this week, we start the week off having come off the weekend where there was a little bit of tension in the air, so you may have felt there was some stress around, whether it impacted you personally or was to do with people around you or even in the neighborhood or in your area. There was definitely tensions in the air because Venus in Sagittarius was squaring with Chiron, and so there was this feeling of there could have been issues with people clashing around you in some form, and some sensitivity in the air or some discomfort about emotions with people around you. But this week we have the moon coming up to trine with Jupiter on Monday, Tuesday. So that's really positive for the first part of the week. There's a bit of excitement in the air with that energy, or feeling of hopefulness and sense of maybe a sense of peace or a sense of happiness and acceptance for Monday, Tuesday, and emotions being uplifted with the moon being an air sign. On Wednesday, the moon goes into Pisces, and Mars hits a critical point, which is called the anaretic degree in astrology, which means basically it's on the very last degree, 29 degrees. So there could be some stress around on Wednesday of feeling a bit hypersensitive because that moon in Pisces and also the Mars on the last degree of Capricorn. So if you want to get things done, wrapping up something, Monday, Tuesday is definitely the best day to do something. That might be quite a big thing that you wanted to do for a while, or it might be just really on a practical level and on some level even to do with home life or your wishes, getting things wrapped up in some way. On the 9th, Mars actually changes signs and goes into Aquarius. So we come out of this very practical energy of Capricorn, of getting a lot done, of being very busy, into Mars in Aquarius, which is an air sign, of course. So that's going to give the air signs a real boost of energy. So it's a positive thing for the Aquarians, the Geminis, and the Libras. But Mars in Aquarius basically makes us feel more driven by ideas and ideals and our thoughts now, rather than just sheer practical things. I mean, the moon in Aquarius is very much the thought realm, but Aquarius is co-ruled by Saturn, so there can still be a practical element to it, but we're kind of striving towards fulfilling some goals and dreams, more than just dealing with the things that we absolutely must deal with, which is what we were doing when Mars was in Capricorn. So there's a lot of aspects this week. There's a lot of intensity this week. The big thing is that Jupiter is coming up to square with Pluto this week and next week. So you'll feel that energy of this tension between your desire to grow in relationships and struggling with the status quo of your life, the practical demands of your life, and just the structures in your life. So there may be people that want to change something around relationships, or want to leave an old relationship that is stagnant, but not sure how to sort of go about that. So this week the tension is going to be felt again in that area with the Jupiter square Pluto transit, which comes into influence this week, and is also for the next couple of weeks at least, it's going to be felt. What else can I tell you guys? There's a couple more things. 13th of November, two key things happen. Mercury, the planet of communication, moves into the sign of Sagittarius. So the mind is lifted into a more philosophical, spiritual, seeking, information, truth-seeking mode. And also on the same day, Venus moves from Sagittarius into Capricorn. So, we're, on the one hand, we're moving out of Capricorn with the Mars, but the Venus energy is moving into Capricorn. So it's very interesting what's going on there. Venus into Capricorn is getting very serious about our finances and looking at the long term, looking at long-term plans to do with relationships and finances, and getting, quite serious about those areas. So Mercury could have us feeling quite idealistic with Sagittarius there, but Venus is getting quite serious in Capricorn, so there's a big shift of energy, because on the 13th of November you have Mercury changing signs and also Venus changing signs, okay? So there's a lot going on this week, and let's see what the cards have to say. I'm just going to give them a bit more of a shuffle. I've already shuffled them, but a bit more. And also just to let you know, if you'd like to book a private reading with me, just follow the links below the video The main link is to my Etsy store. Yeah, that one's fallen down, so I'm going to use that one, which is where you can book a reading. Turnaround time at the moment is around 7 to 13 days. 6 to 13 days, actually. And it depends on what you order as to how fast you get it. Some readings are fast turnaround. So if you want a reading urgently, there are 2 options for an urgent reading request. So let's see. I really want to get that one. And, this one's calling me over here. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this is the first time I've used the Mythic Tarot for the weekly reading. Let's fix these. The Magician, the Queen of Wands. The 5 of Swords. Not my favourite card, that one. Okay, so let's have a look. The Magician. For some reason, I think of a child, first and foremost. There is a connection with Mercury with this card, which can relate to children. Mercury in astrology, that is. And I'll just move these back a little bit. Alright, so... Okay, there's a couple of meanings here. I feel like if you are someone that works with children or has a child this week, it's really important to make sure that your child is engaged, or your children are engaged in things that stimulate their minds or keep them from feeling bored, because there's a feeling this week of a lot of energy, and things could get really restless or intense if you have kids and they're not, you're not sort of attending to all their needs for mental stimulation and also physical activity. So there's a really strong energy with this card, I'm feeling, of making sure your kids get outside if they're getting a bit antsy inside, or if they're on technology too long, that type of thing, because it's going to just help the energy be more positive. On another aspect, I feel like there's a different energy with this as well, about something to do with skills. Like I heard skills, so utilising your skills and looking at how you can be more positive about the skills that you have. And I feel like this correlates with the next card, the Queen of Wands. So I feel like for some people, there's something about doing your own thing this week that is, or having an idea for something that you want to do in the future. That could be a creative thing that you want to do, or that you've thought of before. Some people might be, if you're a creative person, something to do with music or painting or your own business. But the Queen of Wands is someone who's very practical, very passionate, and you have the strong lion symbolism here, which is about creativity, getting yourself seen, getting your work noticed, having your skills, which is represented by this card, being expressed out in the world and shared with others. So that's the very strong feeling that I get with those two. I do feel with this card a couple of different things. Firstly, I feel just for some people that are getting themselves out there with what they're doing, just be careful of negativity from others this week. There could be maybe jealousy from others, or irritation from others, people that are, looking to start some kind of verbal disagreement with you. It's the card of conflict, the 5 of Swords, so it's saying to just be wary of conflicts this week. There could be somebody that, wants to start an argument, or somebody, or even it could be an online thing where there's people, how people can get when they post things online and people get really heated, polarized viewpoints. And actually it's interesting because I'm pretty sure, I'm being in Australia, I'm not up on every detail to do with it, but I think the election in America, the results are this week, so it looks like there's going to be a lot of people clashing with, it's already been happening, but I do feel like that could be an aspect of it. Where there's a lot of disagreement and a lot of antagonistic sort of energy. It's not a pleasant card. It's my least favourite card in the tarot, the 5 of Swords, because basically it always warns of arguments, of tensions, of conflict with others. So just be aware of that. But we have some good things here about getting yourself out there and getting yourself your passions and your skills, mostly, is what it's talking about. It's, the Magician also relates to communication as well. So communication, creativity here, and also determination, and not giving up, on what you want to achieve. Life is short. It's like we have to do the things that we love, even if it's in a small way, to express ourselves in the world. So it's an important thing. And obviously we have obligations and responsibilities, but we also can find the time and make the time to get away from distractions and really put those efforts into the things that we want to do to achieve what we want to achieve in life. So, yeah, interesting cards for the week. So have a great week, everyone, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.